Hey guys, the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. We're back on live. Kaboom, kaboom. Touch the buttons right now. Today we'll be talking about, is it possible for big things for cryptos in 2019? I came across an article there, a hedge fund manager with some bullish quotes about 2019 and beyond. We got players, movers, and shakers coming into the game. I think you guys are excited. We're going to be talking about that as the rest of the boomers tune in to this live broadcast. I see Michael, Jamal, Toronto, Lucian, Cracky, Chris Cantu, and the rest of the crypto maniac boomers locking and loading their muskets, their sniper rifles, ready to throw grenades at the line. The maniacs are here, guys. Make sure you're touching the buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. I need you caressing all those YouTube buttons. Let the globe knows that the boomers are here in the foxholes of the blockchain battlefield trenches. Good morning to Shalom, Ahmed, FN, Base, Savior, Michael, Jamal, and the rest of the crypto maniacs here, locked and loaded, ready for the live broadcast. I see you, Jamal. Today we'll be talking about big things for cryptos in 2019. I came across an article quoting a hedge fund manager that's talking some bullish things about the bits, and we're going to be talking about the moves that we're being seeing here this week. Kaboom, yesterday, an attack on the line out there. I know the maniacs were out there shooting. I had to come out the gym, lock and load my rifle, and start catching your guys back, ready for cover out there. FN Base says Litecoin is live on Gemini. Indeed, I know about that. We just received the email, Litecoin out there on Gemini Exchange, one of the more popular exchanges in North America to trade the bits and more. Let's go ahead and check out how healthy the markets are looking today. Turn off these coins and show you my display out there. Hit refresh and see how healthy these markets are booming today. Coin market cap at $211 billion. Bitcoin dominance at 54 flat. Decreased a slight bit. It looks like people did scramble into the altcoins. We've talked about this before. Some articles that we've shown you guys say that, you know, you should go ahead and diversify. Once you confirm the bull, diversify more into altcoins. You know, I say do that conservatively, but you could be making some gains. Bitcoin at 66.05, but trading on Coinbase at 64. You'll see a little discrepancy. This is due to the differential in Tether price over there on Bitfinex and some other exchanges. Tether's worth less, so you got to use more Tether to buy the bits on some other exchanges, and that costs or it's causing the price average to be a little slightly higher here at 66 when some are trading at 64. We got Ethereum at 210, looking a little slimmer, or about the same as it was yesterday. Ripple 45. We don't need Ripple here. Bitcoin Cash at 457. EOS at 543. Okay, EOS losing a little bit of weight there. Stellar at 22 cents. Litecoin not making any moves today, although they have been listed by the Gemini exchange. I don't think Litecoin is going anywhere, guys. I think Litecoin is going to be around for the mid to long term, if you ask me personally. And going down further into that thought, I think there's only going to be a few cryptos that are going to be here for the mid to long term. These 2,000 plus cryptocurrencies, they're not all going to float, if you ask me. Tether at 98 cents after talks that Tether might be insolvent, that maybe they don't have all the USD backing up the coin. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. Okay, Tether is not a crypto, if you ask me, boomers. Okay, so, you know, I'm not interested. Cardano at 7 cents. Cardano's been stuck at 7 for a while out there, boomers. Could this be a good time to grab the bag out there? I let you guys know that I'm still considering perhaps jumping on this Cardano train, just because so many of the boomers here in the population of the chat box seem to be holding the bag. We got Monero at 106, and then we got Tron at 2 cents as the rest of the boomers come here into the chat box. Lucian, I see you. Top 20 coins will remain here. That sounds about right. Maybe 10, 20 coins, but maybe not that much more than that. Maybe I'm wrong. Chris Cantu's in the box, made 005 Bitcoin on one video posted on Bitoon. Seems like another boomer. Okay, Chris, you're not the only one out here that's been mentioning BitTube. I may just have to jump on that train. That's another decentralized video platforms that allows content creators and the viewers to make a little crypto out there. So thanks for reminding us and letting us know. Moneybag69 says Ethereum Classic will boom. Okay, you know, I can see that as well. Moneybags is definitely in the house. And then Ahmed thinks that Ethereum will boom. Lucian thinks Litecoin will boom. I'm not disagreeing with any of the boomers here in the box right now. That's what it is. As the rest of the boomers tune in, we got 19 here on the live stream. Let's check out what this hedge fund manager, Mike Novogratz, has been talking about Bitcoin. This is a article over there on coingape.com. I have it linked down below. Bitcoin needs a boost at 6,700. Hedge fund managers explains why 2019 going to be big for the crypto market. And I hope so. Okay, I hope so that 2019 will be a boomer. I mean, we're locked and loaded. I do believe that we're going to have one big giant battle between the bears and the bulls here as the year closes off. I think there's still going to be a major kaboom and maybe even a major spike down, one way or the other, or maybe both. But for the midterm, for 2019 and the long term, 2020 and beyond, I'm hella bullish. Okay, hella bullish. The Crypto Lounge says, get your money up, not your funny up. Kaboom to that. McLovin has entered the population. What's up, Peeps? McLovin is here indeed. We will all boom in 2019, says Ahmed. Indeed. Hopefully so. Okay, let's check out what Mike Novogratz here. If you don't know, he's a bull out there. He's enthusiastic here with the crypts. Definitely crypt walking worldwide. This guy, Mike, he's been you know, bullish on several coins, EOS included. Look him up if you don't know who he is, but you should know who he is by now if you're into the cryptos. He's at a Galaxy Digital. He's been quoted recently as saying, now that Fidelity, okay, has moved into the crypto world, he said one of the things that will get institutional investors involved in crypto is custody solution. And Fidelity is coming out with a world-class custody solution that is aimed at institutions. So that's a box that gets checked, and that is something that gets taken in an institution's list. Novogratz believes the entry of these big names into crypto space will get crypto assets to be qualified as a safe investment option. So if you haven't heard, you got Fidelity coming into the game. And, you know, I got to mention these things, although I don't care for the suits and the ties and the institution out there, but they seem to be wanting to dump more money into the crypto. But notice how the crypto doesn't go to the institution. The institution goes to the crypto. Okay, everything, like I said, Bitcoin's a siren server. It's going to suck up everybody, including these banks and the rest of the maniacs out there. So that's what it is. Good morning to Cryptonomicon. Good morning to Ahmed McLovin. We got boomers here in the box, 29 watching. We've been talking about perhaps big things for crypto in 2019. So says Galaxy Digital's Mike Novogratz. He thinks that it's going to be a boomer. He goes on to say and point out here on this article, Fidelity announced their business today, and it'll probably be up and running in January, the first quarter of 2019. And then you have to run some water through the pipes. So my guess is you will start seeing institutional flows into pure crypto assets in the late first quarter or early second quarter. Okay, so it seems like the boom may not be here until, you know, 2019. So says Mike. Now, you know how I feel about these institutions. I think they're going to be dumping money into the crypto sphere. What I do like about this is that they're going to be custodians. And my understanding is that they need to actually have one-for-one Bitcoin that they're selling. So, you know, they actually got to have these bits in their holdings. Unlike some of the futures markets or whatnot that they could do leverage trading and have like 10 to 1. This is, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Ahmed says Fidelity will take people's money to invest in Bitcoin. People should be smart and buy it by themselves. Well, you know, that's absolutely correct in my opinion, Ahmed. But, you know, some of the normies out there, the non-playable characters, they're not going to be wanting to think for themselves. So they're going to want to have a custodian act like a child, but that's okay. We may be benefiting from that. Okay, no wonder Moonboy Mike Novogratz called Bitcoin bottom. Now we will see why. Let's see. I don't know. We might get a little Xmas surprise, a little Christmas surprise out there, says Crypto Lounge. And that may be true. That may be true out there. I think that we're going to have one last bull versus bear battle out there before the end of the year. We might see things spike to 10K. And then maybe back down or whatnot. So look for a possible tornado, a whirlwind through the crypto city coming sooner than later, if I'm not mistaken. D-Rock Lizzo says, good Tuesday to the boomers. D-Rock has entered the box. Bitcoin hash rate is kabooming, and it will continue to kaboom. It seems like it's been nothing but positive and going upwards steadily out there, McLovin. I haven't seen the hash rate really pull back that much, if you ask me. And you could see here on Coinbase, that the price is a slightly lower, well, actually noticeably lower than where it is on Bitfinex. And you could check over here on CoinMarketCap. And this is due to the Tether FUD out there. Tether can't seem to be holding its stability. And you could see it trading higher in some other exchanges. You got about 66 on Doby, 67 on Bitfinex. So there you go, 67 on Bitfinex against the USD. So, this could be due to the Tether being funny bunny over there on that exchange, and they got to make up for that difference, that 3% difference that they may be losing. Again, I don't have evidence to support that, but the numbers seem to be indicating possibly that could be the case. If you study the correlation between hash rate and Bitcoin price, you can see $56,000 Bitcoin, says McLovin. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I can definitely see a 50K Bitcoin sooner than later. I'm just trying to get over the hurdles, the all-time highs out here, the 20K and beyond. Yahoo was suppressing Litecoin. I was expecting a kaboom because of Gemini. Yeah, usually, these things, they'll kaboom like right when they announce it or right before the announcement. And then once it gets listed, usually it dumps. Okay, we've seen that with other coins in the past as well, so that's usually the trend. When people catch word of it very, very soon, maybe the insiders or right when they announce it. So they announced this about 1 or 2 weeks before today, if I'm not mistaken, or more. So, by the time, things are right now, people are already planning to dump, perhaps. BitPapa has entered the population of the chat box. Good morning to BitPapa. We've been talking about big things for cryptos in 2019 out here, and that could be the case, says Mike Novogratz out of Galaxy Digital. He's a hedge fund manager out there, and he's been bullish with the bits for a while. I usually don't, take a liking to most of the suits out there, but he's been crypto friendly way before most of these legacy suits decided to get into the crypto game and start the Crip Walk. Shout out to my walkers. When can we expect atomic swaps on Litecoin and Bitcoin? Anyone know of recent updates? I don't know. I mean, I've been hearing about this atomic swap, a way to exchange currencies right there on the blockchain. But I don't know. I haven't heard any recent updates. Now, I would, assume that the atomic swaps in the future will be very competitive against the exchanges. So the exchanges will lose some ground. If you could start swapping right there on the blockchain, what would be the purpose of most of the exchanges? So they could lose some ground. That could be, later on in the midterm. Peter Heavy is asking, I was hoping to pick up, or he's saying, I was hoping to pick up Litecoin for 35. Yeah. That's the thing. When you try to time the market so much and wait for the rock bottom, you could end up losing. So, dollar cost averaging might be a better strategy. It may be a better strategy. Good morning to Tess Cooks for you. Good brunch time, everyone. Tess must be cooking some good brunch indeed. Make sure you have some to share here with the population. Good morning to Tess. If you're just tuning in, big things for crypto in 2019. What do you think? I mean, do you think we're going to have one more run up here to, at the end of the year, or are things going to remain sideways? We know that Backed is going online next month. Backed is owned by ICE, which owns NASDAQ or whatnot. This is going to be a crypto platform that's going to go online next month, perhaps bringing more money into the market. That's what everybody is assuming that's going to happen. But we've seen historically that things usually don't go as everyone assumes. Things usually do the opposite. Like earlier, I think it was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, it was CNBC that was saying to short Bitcoin because it was going to go down. So then the next day, Bitcoin goes up. So if the mainstream's saying one thing, usually, something else will happen. So the mainstream thinks things are going to boom for the Backed in November. Will the opposite happen? The mainstream will expect Litecoin to boom just because Gemini is listing it today, but maybe that already happened. You see? So you got to, think of the perhaps contrarian view out there, as much as sometimes that's not attractive. Ahmed says, with stocks collapse, economic crisis, 50K, no doubt, at the end of the year, says Ahmed. Okay, so you're definitely bullish. I like that, Ahmed. I like that. I like that you're saying 50K. Now, I'm not sure if I agree, but, I'll take it. I'll definitely I'll take it. I would like to see at least 20K. Me personally, I think we're going to fall short and go, maybe somewhere close to the $10,000 range, maybe right before 10K at 9, or maybe a little bit over 10K or at 11. Somewhere around that 10K range, I think we're going to have a sell-off, maybe take a little dip, and then it'll go back up. I think the road to 20K is going to take a little longer than the end of the year, but I could see a 50K perhaps in 2019 and beyond. In her humble opinion, I think we will have a boost in the market after the election, says Tess, but I don't think it will be huge. I'm anticipating a 15K Bitcoin at the end of the beginning or end of the year. Okay. That seems about right. Maybe just a little less. I would see it, like I said, I was telling Ahmed here, like closer to around 10K. It could be maybe 11 or 12 or 9, somewhere around there, maybe 10.5 or something. But, I think we would see a sell-off before we see 15K, but maybe you're right. Again, no one knows, and that's the thing with some of these chart analysts out there and so many people that follow these TAs, religiously. I don't think that the historical data is sufficient with cryptos to follow the trends the same as one would with the stocks and bonds out here. I think that, these things don't relate as much as some people would like them to. Good morning to Revolutionist Kaboom, another sniper out there to UK. He says, yo, champ, I bought a bag of Pundi X and Neem as they are making moves. Someone was talking about Pundi X there in one of the comments, maybe not on this chat box, but another one. I've been hearing about Pundi. I don't know much about Pundi X. It sounds funny bunny, I'll tell you that much. Just the name Pundi, I don't know, just rings a little funny to me, but that doesn't mean it's not a boomer. And Neem, we talked about it yesterday. Neem, I like Neem. I like Neem. It's been there on the top 20 for some time as a silent lurker, but I don't know much about it. And I'll tell you this: it doesn't seem to go away. This Neem thing has been around. I remember it was a top 10 last year. Even if Bitcoin stays the same price for another 12 months, I will continue my weekly purchase. Not a day trader, long-term invested here, says D-Rock. Right, and if it did stay the same for the next 12 months, that would be fine as well. I don't think that's not going to be a problem. It held after the crash around 2014. Things stabilized for about almost 2 years. 2014, almost 2016, and going into 2017 is when they really started picking up again. Lucian says Ponzi X. I don't know anything about it, but it does sound, ring a little funny bunny, but I don't know. Shout out to the champ, says Team Spares in the house from Fremont, Cali. All right, shout out to Demure1. Kaboom to you. Shout out to you indeed. Shout out to Fremont, Cali as well. Bit Papa says rumors are leaning the Trump team towards Ripple because of China's control over Bitcoin, says Bit Papa. Okay, I mean, I'll tell you this much. I've been expecting Ripple to be the solution, fake crypto that the governments would side with. This is basically the Fed coin in disguise. I've been saying it smells like central banking for a while now, so I'm not surprised if the powers that be and the bankers want to lean towards Ripple out there. But again, you know how I feel. I think that the bits are long term. Ripple you can't mine, and there is no proof of anything on it, if you ask me. Trap Talk TV with the fire. I see you, Trap Talk. I had to show that comment because apparently too many emojis triggered here. YouTube. Oscar is in the house. He says, hey, champ, bought a bag of substratum. They making moves left and right. Big boomer soon. Okay, you're not the only one, Oscar. A couple sub boomers have stopped by here, the population. I don't know much about sub, but I definitely have nothing bad to say about it. So, we're sending our positive energy out there. There you go. Ahmed is bullish with sub. So, he's not the only one that likes sub. If U.S. adopts Ripple trash, goodbye Bitcoin, says Bit Papa. I don't know. I don't know, Bit. I don't know. I think that's going to be complicated out there. We'll see. I think that that's why we got to go ahead and continue to spread the good crypto word and let the populace know that Ripple's trash bags, because, the alternative media out here, there's more influence than one may believe out here. So we got to continue spreading that good crypto word. Ripple's not even mineable. There's no proof of anything. It's just it's a digital central bank. It seems like. Yeah, Ripple's not a store of value, says Shalom. Yeah, Bitcoin and Ripple are not the same thing. At the end of the day, these cryptos that are, just come out of thin air, they're not mineable. They don't have a proof of work or a proof of stake system. I mean, it's basically just a database. It's, same as a central bank. Ahmed disagrees. Bitcoin will never be replaced. You may be right. I think that at this point, trying to make Ripple the standard, I mean, it could happen in the short term, or it could be offered as a solution. But Bitcoin will remain Bitcoin. It is the gold. I agree there with Ahmed. At this point, this thing's a runaway train, guys. It can't be stopped. It started with the Nakamoto family, sub 10 cents. It's above 6,000. It's held longer. It's almost 10 years in the making. It already has a lot more legitimacy than many of these coins could ever dream to have. Then you got Revolutionist. A bull with Cardano says, if anything could be replaced, Bitcoin, it'll be Cardano. Bitcoin's in China's hands. That's what people hate to admit, but love Bitcoin. But the powers that be don't like China. And you do make a point. But at the end of the day, that's not to say that, people can't mine better than China. We can continue to mine out there. Who's stopping, any other company from ramping up the miners out there? All right. And mining harder than they do out there. Okay. There's more bits to mine worldwide. Okay. And, we have more leverage than one may believe. Lucian agrees with the revolutionist. I don't think anything's going to replace Bitcoin, but I can't see Cardano as a player within the game out there. I think Bitcoin's going to be the standard, and you're going to have other coins that do other things, third generation blockchain with the smart contracts or whatnot. And you may have currencies that are faster than Bitcoin that could be used every day at the convenience store. I don't see, 20 years from now, people going to the store using Bitcoin to buy a Snickers. Okay, but I could see them using perhaps Litecoin or something else. Maybe even Bitcoin Cash, as much as some people don't like it. But again, I still see as Bitcoin as the top tier. I can see people buying homes with Bitcoin in 10, 20 years. Maybe you just, buy a car, something like that. But if you want to do a day-to-day transaction, perhaps maybe, it would be on another chain. K4 Liberty has entered the population of the chat box. Finally got you live. Good morning, Champagne. I would like to know your thoughts on Bitcoin Cash. I just kind of talked about it right now. I think that there's a place for Bitcoin Cash. I like the revolutionary attitude. Now, at the same time, it could be more centralized than Bitcoin itself, arguably. I don't know. I think there's space for both. They are making wholesale miners from Bitmain and using tech that's only in China. That's 1,000 times faster than 14 terahashes. That's fine, and again, we can go on and on with the Chinese, but forget about the Chinese. We need to worry about ourselves out here and continue to build bigger miners. I was just reading an article yesterday on zerohedge.com, how Texas was a big oil miner or a oil producer, and since then it's kind of slumped. But now there's talks of using the excess gas, the natural gas that's created as a byproduct when you pump oil, and using that energy to mine Bitcoins. So there's possible solutions here in the future that we can use to get ahead of a lot of these people. And let's not forget that we also have buying power. We have other assets as well. So, I don't think we're at a disadvantage. Bitcoin is one of the best solutions for the Triffin dilemma. I don't know about the Triffin dilemma, but, maybe we could, look into that, another time. But it does sound interesting. 33 here in the population of the chat box. I see all the boomers out there. 35 are watching. Why only 15 likes? Moon up the likes. Say K4 Liberty. Indeed. Touch the buttons out there to subscribe, the like, the post notification. I need you caressing all the buttons worldwide. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about big things for crypto in 2019. So says Mike Novogratz. Mike is one of the few suits that I happen to take a liking to. And he said one of the things that will get institutional investors involved in crypto is custody solutions, and Fidelity is coming out with a world-class custody solution that is aimed at institutions. So that's a box that gets checked and is something that gets taken on the institutions list. So he thinks that that's going to bring a lot more, cold hard bucks here into the crypto sphere. And I may have to agree with him. Cardano is a whole platform unto itself, which will be way faster than Bitcoin and Ethereum combined. Cardano's code is king, and that will push Cardano into the top 3 by 2022 in the revolutionist opinion. I like Cardano. I think it's definitely going to be up there as well. One of the top cryptos as it is right now. It's already top 10. But I could see that. Now it's going to have to compete against, things like EOS and others. But, let's see. Definitely I'm bullish with that. Federal Reserve official made that comment about Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is one of the best solutions for the Triffin dilemma, says McLovin. When I hear and read about U.S. states making rules in favor or against mining crypto, I want to buy more. This isn't going away. It's becoming adopted, and they can't stop this. Indeed. Definitely we got to leave the market open. Making rules, against mining crypto is a slippery slope. And we've seen that in other countries. So hopefully, we elect politicians that are crypto friendly. Hopefully China will ban crypto soon and burn the markets to the ground so we can build it back up. And there you go. I mean, China has been funny bunny with banning mining and banning cryptos. They go back and forth out here. And, while they're fighting, maybe we can keep an open market and, continue to compete better. Two Tacos says Gucci. St. Louis Fed Vice President, a private crypto could solve the Triffin dilemma. Okay. A private crypto. Okay. But, listen, I'm not in with no private cryptos out there, McLovin. I'm not with the private cryptos. I think it needs to be open source when it comes to the currency. Pundi X sounds like funny bunny, but it's worth a look. I bought some today. Steve Crowder is saying if Bitcoin skyrockets, will mining other coins and cashing out into Bitcoin still be as profitable? I asked because I was considering buying Dayan Zig Z1. I don't. That sounds like a hardware miner. It just depends on what coins that you're cashing out into. Or what coins that you're mining. Other coins, it all depends. Now, we talked about this in prior broadcasts. When the bull is confirmed, some say to diversify in more altcoins because they have the chance of rising faster than Bitcoin. When the bear is confirmed, you want to consolidate back into Bitcoin. So says some articles that we've shared here. Okay, so that depends on where you're at with the market and which coins that you're mining. But at least, Steve, you have the ideas. You want to cash out and build more bits. That's the name of the game, in my opinion. It's not about stacking USD. It's about stacking more bits. Electronium's creeping on a come up. I've seen some Electronium bulls out there. Electronium crashed down back to 1 penny. Now it's about 2 or 3 cents the last time I checked. Electronium allows users to mine more Electronium on their mobile phones using a virtual miner. It's all virtual though, guys. It's not a real mining that you're doing there. So, you know, I still, you know, there's something funny bunny about the virtual miner, but, you know, I think Electronium's not funny bunny. They're, you know, they're running on a Monero algorithm. So, you know, there's some legitimacy there. But again, that virtual mining, I still think it's a game, if you ask me. But it's looking all right, 2 cents. Open source is the only way, indeed. 30 there on the live stream. We've been streaming for about 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take a few more comments and questions before I get out of here, guys. We'll keep this live broadcast a little shorter than usual. Yesterday, we ran up over an hour. The virtual miner is just a ticker. Don't be scared. No, I'm not, you know, it's not that. It's just more of like a game. I don't know. I just don't see what the actual purpose of playing the virtual game is, you know, but maybe, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm not onto it yet, maybe. Kaboom! Raptorman threw $2 there in the population of the chat box. Little fiat flying from the ceiling. I appreciate it, Raptorman. Thank you. Always dropping 2 there in the population. I really appreciate it. Everybody owes me 2 because Raptorman, every single live stream drops 2. I appreciate you, Raptorman. I mined Zcash and transferred it into Cardano daily, says Revolutionist, but the profitability and mining is slowly dropping off as more people buy mining machines. Right, right. You know, the hash, the difficulty increases. It becomes more and more difficult to mine as people, you know, more machines go online. BitPapa says, think about energy consumption of mining and tell me how virtual mining doesn't make sense. Well, at the end of the day, you know, think about energy consumption and of mining and tell me how virtual mining doesn't make sense. But think about having something backed by something that's real and tell me how that doesn't make sense. You see, you know, you could play all the games that you want, but when you compare yourself to another blockchain that has real proof of work, something real backing it up, something virtual is never going to be superior to something that's plugged in with a current into the real world, grounded into the real world. So there's something actually backing it up. That's what makes Bitcoin so valuable compared to the fiat currencies, and because fiat currency in itself is like virtual mining, because, you know, there's no work behind the fiat. It's just plops out of thin air. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. And, you know, when you talk about energy consumption, I understand, but what gives things value in the real world is energy consumption. If not, you're just virtual. So, you know, you have to raise the stakes in the real world and have an energy cost. Kaboom! The King Cam dropped $5 there in the population of the chat box, the super chat. I definitely appreciate that, King Cam. King Cam's dropping 5 out here on you guys frequently. He's got 5 on it, guys. You guys owe me 5 now. Rafterman put it to 2. King Cam up the ante out there. Everybody owes me 5. BitPapa says mining is becoming corporate business. The little guys that decentralize the community are getting killed. Well, that's, you know, just the way the natural world works out there. You know, there's not an even distribution out there. That's just the facts of life. It's an 80-20 principle, a Pareto principle. Most things in the natural world, the bigger get bigger, and the little ones, you know, sometimes they don't get ahead, and just that's it's sad but true. So we need to operate around that. But you know, trying to create a virtual world that has equality, I think is you know, a waste of time, if you ask me. Can virtual mining be faked like fiat? I mean, again, I think it is fake like fiat. I mean, fiat money is basically a virtual mined money. Just saying, okay, well, it's monopoly money, guys. You know, there's nothing behind it. Just like a virtual system, there's nothing behind it. So that's what it is. Now, we were talking, this thread came out of talking about Electronium. Let me go ahead and preface by saying that Electronium does have some proof of work behind it, but not with those people holding the coins on the mobile phones. Someone else is doing the mining. Okay, there's actual miners somewhere with Electronium, since it runs on the Monero algorithm. There is some proof of work behind Electronium, but that work is not being performed by those people that are holding it on their phones. It's being performed by some other miner out there. There's still energy consumption for virtual miner because I have to charge my phone to do virtual mining. It might reflect the 1 to 2% price of electronium. That's definitely a good argument out there. That's a good argument. But again, then you're still comparing yourself to the proof of energy consumption being performed. And there's less energy consumption being performed there. That way that automatically means the stakes are lower, and that's probably why the price is so low. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. Again, that's a whole philosophical and economic discussion you can have with what really brings value to something, what really brings the current, and what really raises the stakes in the real world and gives value. I mean, that's something that, again, can only really be determined by the free market. Let people just pay for what, you know, pay for whatever they believe is, you know, its true worth. ETN has both virtual and real mining, champion. Makes the network more secure than just mining. I know. I just said that. I know it has real mining. I definitely know Electronium has real mining. Free market allows the large mooners. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna start tuning out. I got to handle a couple things today, so I'm going to cut this a little short. Still want to share with the Wizard of Ounces with you guys. I'm going to do a whole video with that, but I wanted to do a good video and put, like, you know, slides or whatnot. So things, you know, if you got to edit, it takes a little longer. So maybe I won't, you know, maybe I'll just pop up early, do a live broadcast on you guys, depending how it flows. All right, guys. Shout out to Bit Papa. Shout out to Rafterman, Holmes, Revolutionist, D-Rock, Lizzo, King Cam, and the rest of the boomers out there. Thanks again to King Cam for the 5. Thanks for the 2 out there, Rafterman. I appreciate you maniacs out there. If I don't pop up on you guys later on today, I'm going to definitely be on tomorrow. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in.